Welcome to another episode of Rodis Live. Let's get it.
They call him Hunt Fly. Hunt the wild fowl guy. Hunt Fly. Hunt the wild fowl guy. They call him Rock the Rodis. They call him the wild fowl guy. They call him Rock the Rodis. They call him the wild fowl guy. They call him Hunt Fly.
Welcome to Rodis Live. I'm your host, Rodis. Today I have a very special guest, producer, MC, chess master, and friend, Uncle Reem. Please introduce yourself to the listeners of Rodis Live and tell them a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, peace, family. First of all, man, appreciate you, Rodis, for having me on. You know, me and Rodis, we met back in college, man. I've been here at Washington College back in the day. And I just recognize this brother off top to be a real genuine brother. And, I also recognize this brother just to be about his business, man. Like, I remember, like, we exchanged CDs. I had, like, a janky-looking CD. Rodis had, like, top quality. You know, I was like, damn. I went home, told the queen, like, hey, bro got some money behind his CD, like, you know, and it just was like, it was inspirational even then, you know, for me, just, you know, seeing the level that, you know, the level and the intent brother put behind his work. But, you know, but that aside, I'm born and raised in Chicago. I'm from the West Side, Austin area, you know, raised on Menard and Madison, you know,
Okay.
yeah, you know, used to hang out on Cicero, Washington, or whatever. You know, that's my origin. I've been back and forth from Chicago to Charlotte for some years because my pops, he's from Charlotte, North Carolina. You know, so I got kicked out of high school, had to move to Charlotte for a few years, came back. You know, but as far as hip hop goes, you know, wrote my first rap when I was 8 years old. You know, and I've been into it ever since. Yeah, I wrote my first rap when I was 8 years old. I'm 48 now, so do the math. That's how long I've been into this hip hop.
That's what's popping. I first heard your work when you was with this very talented, articulate, lyrical group called The Ranks.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So the Ranks, just to give you a little background on the Ranks, you know, we met in the mosque, you know, because I didn't really state that I'm a member of the Nation of Islam. I'm not active right now. I won't pretend to be, but I am a registered member of the Nation of Islam, which when I first met you, Rodis, I actually was real active. That probably was the most active that I was.
Yeah, you was active, but you know what? You was down to earth.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I came to school every day, shooting both sides. Yeah, brother, I tell you, you know, I was real, you know, very, very vigilant. But like you said, I always been the same brother, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I come from a street background, you know, and the mosque pretty much helped me to walk a straight path because, you know, I was into a lot of foolishness that I shouldn't have been into, you know, growing up or whatever. And the mosque helped me pretty much, you know, walk straight or whatever. But the brothers in the ranks, we met. You know, we were all young brothers in the mosque because I came in the mosque when I was like 21. All these brothers were all around the same age. And, you know, we had a mutual love for hip hop. You know, particularly we were all big Wu-Tang fans and stuff.
Okay.
And so we wanted to form like a group, you know, similar to how, you know, Wu had a group or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so we all got serious about it. We put out a project called The Opening, which was a really dope project, but it was a mixtape. And we eventually put out other projects. One of the projects you can get on any of the platforms, but it was called Blood Off Our Heads. And yeah, we were real cohesive. You know, my brother Tim Six used to do the beats for us, and you know, we had some really good, you know, some really strong material back then.
Man, when I got the CD from you, I was like, man, this thing blazing. It's hot. It's hot like toast popping up out of the oven. So is it safe to say that the Wu-Tang Clan is one of your musical influences?
Yeah, so yeah, Wu-Tang Clan, the RZA in particular, yeah, it's definitely one of my musical influences because and I first heard them when I was in Charlotte, North Carolina. You know, Charlotte, North Carolina is the South, but it's pretty much East Coast because half of the people there from New York, but well here rather because I'm living here now. But half of the people here from New York or whatever. So I got family from New York, a lot of them. So I first heard of the Wu back in 93 when I visited my family in New York.
Right.
My father's side of the family, they from North Carolina, but if you know anything about black migratory patterns, most of the people from North Carolina got family in New York, right? Just like most of the people in Chicago got family in Mississippi, Memphis, Tennessee, like that. So my father's side of the family all here in Charlotte, North Carolina, but a lot of them migrated north to New York. And so when I would go see my family that's in New York, me and my cousin, we snuck out and went to this club. We went to go see Wu-Tang Clan. That was my first time hearing them. Yeah. So, and this was back like when they first came out, like, and so, but I was hooked in since then. And like when I came back to Chicago, I got locked. I went to a bunch of stuff, got locked up, all that. Got out, came back home to Chicago. And some of the brothers, a lot of the brothers out west was listening to him,
right.
Because I think, I don't know, like a lot of people that was under the fire was listening to Wu-Tang. I guess it's because of the their content.
And a singular lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like you can't tell me that if Ghostface was here, they'd be under the fan. Him,
yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
You could just tell dirty, know, man.
Because a lot of what they were spitting, you could find some of it in our lit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So a lot of the brothers like the moles and in the town was drawn off Wu heavy.
Mm-hmm.
I was, my fiance Vice Lord or whatever, the Vice Lords from out west, a lot of us was listening to him. And so that just, then it resonated with me a little bit more, from there. But and then I just was like really enthralled by the RZA's way that he made his beats and stuff like that. So how he managed to keep it gritty and stuff. Even though I was a huge Drake fan, that's another influence of mine.
Yeah.
I was a huge Drake fan. Hold on 1 second, somebody's trying to call me. Let me send that to voicemail. Pardon me, I'm sorry about that.
No problem.
Yeah, but I was a huge Dr. Dre fan. Prior to Wu-Tang, I was a big NWA fan.
Mm-hmm.
And so Dre was somebody who also influenced me. Dre, DJ Premier, Jay Dilla, RZA, all these guys are influences of mine. RZA probably more so because, like I said, I was heavier into that at the time. And because I related to these guys because it's 9 MCs. Man, every single one of them remind me of somebody I know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like it's this brother from up north named Ugly Eye. He remind me of Old Dirty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like it was a cat out west. You know what I'm saying? One of the C-ass. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Dion, he reminded me of Old Dirty as well. So yeah, it was like a counterpart in the neighborhood that reminded me of each one of these cats.
Right. And like on a Shark Nigga skit with Ghost and Ray, when Ghostface was saying what he was saying about what's poppin'? I'm Rodis, host of the Rodis Live podcast. Did you know this podcast has a supporters club? By becoming a supporter of the show, you could gain access to exclusive content and play an active role in helping me to continue producing the content you love. See the link in the episode description for more details. Now let's get back to the episode. Biggie by Nas album, and he sound like a Chicago dude.
Niggas bit off a notch. Yeah.
I don't want nobody front for me.
Yeah. It's just one cat. You know, one of the moles in the town. You know, named we used to call him Goggles Lonzo. Rest in peace, because he passed away a few years ago.
Right.
He used to remind me of Ghostface, and he had that same, I guess, mannerism about himself.
Right.
So like I said, it was a counterpart for every one of them individuals. So it was easy for us to relate to. You know.
Right. Exactly. So like, my first introduction to hip hop was like Run DMC, Crush Groove, all of that. But I was heavy into Ice Cube and Dr. Dre and them initially. But like you said, you lived in Charlotte back and forth. But when I was in the Marines, I lived in Jacksonville, North Carolina. And that's how I got introduced to like the Wu, Nas, Mobb Deep. Matter of fact, one of the guys in my platoon, Motor T, he was from Queens.
Well,
But you could tell that, he used to be kind of fronting and stuff like that. But I wasn't tripping on that. But he used to go home every weekend, and everybody who went home with him always got robbed, but nothing happened to him.
He was setting people up.
Was setting people up. He was like, man, huh, you want to go home with me? I was like, no, I'm good, but
he was backdooring cats.
Exactly, but I did actually go with some of my other people, you know what I'm saying? So, artist and producer, now you've done something that I've been contemplating. I dabble with the production, but let's talk about shelf life.
Yes, sir.
Shelf life. First of all, it's an amazing project from 1 to 15. You did all the production, right?
Yes, sir.
I like the minimal features that you have on the album. Nothing is unnecessary. Everything, they say ain't nothing perfect, ain't nobody perfect. The album is perfect. It's stellar. And you did it all by yourself.
Praise the dudes for a lot.
Now,
yes,
what a lot of people don't understand as a creative, like, my pen is better than my production, but I work on my production every day, right?
Yes, sir.
But if I have a thought, I can get the production out how I have it in my head. It's crazy,
Yes, sir.
So, what made you say, "Hey, look, I'm gonna write this thing. I'm gonna produce this thing"? I see some of the catalysts behind you.
Oh, yes, sir.
I see some of the catalysts behind you. So did you say, "Hey, I didn't invest in this for nothing"?
So, what's crazy was like I told you, just to go back into my background a little bit. I was hustling out. Back in the day, I was hustling. I was gang banging.
Mm-hmm.
Trying not to gang bang so much. I was, like I say in that one song, I wasn't really a gang bang. I was just a gang member. but being a member, the bang ain't gonna find you eventually.
Exactly.
But during that time when I would be hustling, I was always rapping. I told you I've been rapping since I was 8 years old.
That's the pastime. That's the pastime on the block, rapping.
Yeah. And so like, but whenever I would try to get cats, to invest with me to get some equipment and all that type of stuff, yeah, nobody wanted to take that step, but they all would be like, "Oh, you cold. You can spit."
Right.
But I would tell them, man, let's put our money together, man. Let's get this MPC 3000 or that, but they wouldn't want to do it. So I would go to studios and stuff like that. And whenever I would go to studios, I never would be pleased with the production.
Right.
Now, I would like the beat and everything, but the overall production, I would never be pleased with. They can never get my voice, because you hear my voice is distinct, right? I have a really distinct voice.
Yeah.
It's not a real easy voice to mix, and you get what I'm saying, and get right. So they were unable to really, when I would go back home and listen to what they would produce, my voice never sounded like I wanted it to sound.
Right.
If that makes sense. And so,
I understand.
yeah.
Nobody likes to hear themselves initially.
Right. But there was this one it was a white guy from Chicago named Joe Blow when we did the Ranks out.
Okay.
And he was the only one to ever get my voice to sound how I wanted it to sound, to get where I could get in the right pocket and it sounded that, man, I was like, man, like I did a song called Cream 2000 to 2010 or something like that.
Right.
And we did another song called Off With His Head or whatever. And he actually did the engineering, for me. And he was able to get it how I wanted it. And I just took a lot of pointers from him. And so I decided, since nobody else could get it right, I'm gonna get it right.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was really the catalyst behind me really doing my own production. So later on when I started really, I was like, forget dudes, people don't want to invest. I'm gonna just do it myself. I started buying equipment, learning how to make beats. I started with an MPC 2000 XL.
Mm-hmm.
And, when I was making beats, but I was horrible at it.
Right.
I eventually got good at it. Got a lot better at it. And and like I said, but life happens. I had kids, and went to school. And so I put it on the back burner for a while.
Right.
And to focus on life, focus on making sure my kids finish high school, and and
nourishing the seeds.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So now all my kids are grown and married and on their own path, So that's when I decided, to get back to it. Because one thing just to touch on something, and not to just really jump off a topic, but I feel this need to be said.
It's cool.
There's like a stigma of Black men, and I consider it an attack on Black men. But you notice how in every genre, age doesn't matter.
Right.
But
it's only ageism in hip hop.
But in hip hop, we got that ageism stigma, and I just wanted to say, to me, it's BS, is because it seemed like hip hop that's ours, is Black men, and
right.
And it's like, why our genre got to be the one that's attacked with ageism? That I have an issue with that. And
exactly.
So it was a debate for me for a second. Like, should I ask a Black man that's nearly 50, get back to this rap? But then I started seeing Killer Mike win Grammys, and it started seeing, Nas come back and put all these dope ass albums out, and all these Wu members come in, and you have Smith and Wesson and all these guys making these dope ass albums, and it sounded better than the other stuff that's out. So I said, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck the ageism. Pardon my French, but
hey, I get it, I understand, and I agree.
Yeah, and so then like I said, you was always doing music that whole time, and I was vibing off what you was doing. I say, man, I'm gonna just do what I gotta do, man. And it's hard. It is an uphill climb because people not so quick to give you a chance.
Right, and people be holding valuable information.
Yeah.
And it's no need for that.
Right. And so that's what caused me to get into this this current shelf life, and just to get into shelf life a little bit. And a lot of people ask me what the concept is, like what what I mean by shelf, like why that title.
Right.
I'm just talking about, like, how you go to the store, you got perishable items.
Yeah.
Perishable items have a shelf life.
Exactly.
And so, and I use that kind of as like a metaphor for, a lot of our activities, and, in the street, like I touch on street life, I touch on our sisters and, how they carry themselves, it's shelf life to all that behavior, you know what I mean? To all that counterproductive behavior. It can land you in prison, it can land you in the grave, or it can land you in college like it did me, depending on if you're gonna learn from, your mistakes or whatever. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's a lesson. Life is a lesson.
Exactly.
You gotta appreciate the journey of life.
Right, but certain activity you can't do that forever. You know what I mean?
You can't. It has a shelf life.
Yeah, exactly. And that was the whole logic of that concept for the album.
Now, I seen one thing on your shelf on the artwork that I disagree with.
What you see?
The record player has no shelf life.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah.
But
it all depends though.
I like how you had everything up there, and I was like, I get it. I get where he coming from, you know.
Right,
but
right.
I wanted to ask because I didn't want to assume anything. So did you make a variety of beats and pick, or you made a beat and said, hey, I'm writing to this, it's staying. I'm writing to this, it's staying.
I write a variety of beats, you know, because there's a lot of beats I make you'll never hear.
Hey, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah, because I mean, I probably make beats every day, right? And a lot of that, I ain't gonna front, a lot of that shit be whack.
Right, but you know what? What you created and presented for the world is stellar.
Appreciate that.
It's stellar, you know.
And I did about 30 songs. Well, I got way more songs than that, but you know, towards this project, I've been working on this. Has been a work in progress for 3 years.
Man, it's good. You ain't make water, you made wine.
I appreciate that. Yeah, and so I made about 30 songs, and I picked, you know, the best. I picked the best ones until it felt complete to me. You know what I mean? And like just to track back another influence of man is Nas, right? And, you know, like when Illmatic first dropped, you know, I was down here in Charlotte and I was heavy in the streets. And I went about 15, 16 at the time. You know what I mean? And I was moving way too fast at the time. Like I probably was gonna get killed or something if I would have. You know what? I probably can't say that, right?
No, you could say that.
Okay, yeah, I probably was gonna get killed or something. I would have kept it up, man.
Right.
Like 1-0 actually saved my life, probably. But
gotta sit you down at the right time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but that Nas Illmatic, man, when that came out, bro, that resonated so much. Man, I listened to that. I used to listen to that album over and over and over and over and over again, right?
Me too.
But I remember watching an interview when Nas talked about, you know, when he created Illmatic, because it was only 9 songs, bro. It's only 9 songs on that. A lot of us don't realize it, bro. It's only 9 songs on the album, right? And people ask, like, why was it so short? He said, it felt complete to me.
And it was complete, because he was hitting on a lot of stuff that I could really resonate with, you know.
Yeah. Everything in that album, bro, you know, resonated with me heavy. Because I was, you know, living that lifestyle he was rapping about. And he had such a poetic approach to everything. And it just, man. Like, even to this day, I still, you know, that's still like a go-to heavy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's definitely inspiration.
Yeah. But so with this album, that's how I wanted to do it. I wanted it to, you know, to come from a real organic place. And I wanted to feel complete to me. I didn't want to do like, that's why it's no skits on that album. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I thought about skits, but I was like, no, let's just do this. You know, let's just, you know, you had a music, and I just want each, even like the way that it's arranged, you know, I want each song to, you know, to kind of hit at the right point. If that makes sense.
It's sequenced perfectly. Hey, if y'all listening to this podcast, y'all go ahead and download Shelf Life on all streaming platforms by Uncle Reem. Produced by Uncle Reem. He got joints on there. And I ain't just hyping it up. Y'all know how I do.
Yeah.
You know, what's some of your favorite songs on the album?
So my favorite song on the album is Pandemonium.
Okay, I like that one.
Yeah, because, like, you know, it's the gritty hip hop, it's that boom bap, you know, 90s era hip hop, the golden era hip hop that I'm into. Mm-hmm. And it pretty much presents like the debate that a lot of us artists in our age range go through in terms of like, how should we, you know, what should we do? How should we approach, you know, the bars or whatever? You know, should I should I preach or should I talk street stuff, or what should I do? You know what I mean? And how should I approach this? And it just presents that question.
Right.
And so that's my favorite because again, like the production on it is it has a feel of like what I come up listening to, and the lyrics is just me, just being real and coming to the realization that I'm not gonna follow nothing. I'm gonna just say what's on my mind, essentially.
And that's what works because it's a complete body of work, you know?
Yeah, so Shelf Life is my favorite song on the album, and maybe a close second is maybe Soldier.
Man, I got so many.
Yeah, yes. BBL, that's from a production vantage point. I mean, I think musically that's a complete song, I believe.
Man, you got a lot of good ones.
And I'm putting there's no samples on that song. I just these keyboards, just played it on the keyboard and the strings, all that type of stuff, and that one is maybe one of the favorites, and lastly, one of the favorites is Mecca and the Soul Brother. Pardon me. Which I jacked that title from Pete Rock and CL Smooth. Shout out Pete Rock and CL.
It's all good. I see where you went with it and where you was going. It's perfect how you presented it.
Yeah. So the reason why I named it Mecca and the Soul Brother, because the sister that's rapping with me, it checked for her sister's name is Heck of a Mecca. Hecava Mecca. So she's a sister in the mosque, in the Nation of Islam out of Akron, Ohio.
And she
really
bodied it. She's
really dope MC, and she's a really good singer because she actually provides the vocals on my song She Wrote as well.
That's one of my favorites too.
Appreciate that. But the reason why these songs were some of my favorites is because I was able to. I had never did production with live instrumentation before, and so like my Mecca and the Soul Brother, I have a guitarist by the name of Gavin Dahl.
Okay.
A local from here in Charlotte. Gavin Dahl, Dahl. You could also check out some of his music. If he's a good musician, period. He plays every type of guitar, but I had him to provide a lead guitar for the chorus. And so, I was able to have an experience, working with somebody with the lead guitar in that song, and also working with one of my favorite MCs, in the Nation of Islam, Sister Mecca. She really should be a lot bigger, man. Like, I'm telling you, check her music out, man. You won't be disappointed.
I'm gonna check it out because when she came on there, I was like, whoa, that's fire.
But that's why I call it Mecca and the Soul Brother, because I like to consider myself soulful. I'm not the Soul Brother, that's Pete Rock, but I just thought that I felt that to give a little homage to the Pete Rock and CL Smooth simultaneously as a title to the song, I thought was a pretty decent thing. And then Gavin Dahl also, he played the bass guitar for my song She Wrote. And like the bass line on there, it was a bass guitar. And so but that's why like Megan the Soul Brother, that's why it's one of my favorites, because lyrically, Megan called me she didn't call me, pardon me. She posted. She said she needed like a beat that that was kind of sound like, she was like, you needed a Wu flavored beat, right?
Right.
and so I had that beat, and I was originally gonna make a song called Gem Stars. You know what I mean? Like Gem Stars. Yeah, I was originally gonna make a song called Gem Stars with that beat, but then I was like, you know what? I sent it to her, let her check it out. Bro, she sent me back that verse. I was like, oh, this is dope. And so we decided to just go ahead and do a song with it. And that's what it was.
Man, hey, when it came on, I was like, that's tight. This is tight right here, But like I said, the whole album is really sequenced well. And like what you were saying about the live instrumentation, like on my first album, the engineer where I was recording, he was like, man, this will really be a bang if, if you had some live bass on here, I was like, man, where am I find a bass guitarist at?
That's the album where you had that one joint, North Side of Chicago.
No, it's actually the one before that, like my first album.
Okay. I didn't hear that one, but
Hey, I'll hook you up with it.
okay.
You know, it's on all the platforms, but I don't got no more copies left.
Right.
So he came out and started playing the bass guitar.
Oh man.
And I was like, wow, and people, they love that song. But he got that ear, you know?
Yeah. You know who your flow kind of remind me of, Runners?
Who?
Capadonna.
Oh wow. Hey, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Like
That.
your flow kind of remind me of Capadonna though. Yeah.
I like Cap.
Oh, you like Cap?
Yeah, I like Cap.
Not like in a biting way.
I know.
You get what I'm saying? But like in a way, but yeah. But
that's what's up.
And that album, your new album, bro, that shit hard, bro.
Man, thank you. I appreciate it.
Cover to cover, man. That production is so dope. I don't know who does your production, whoever does it, man. They did an excellent job. That, you know what that album remind me of, man? It remind me of like, remember Common's album, like Water for Chocolate? Like, production wise, that remind me of like
the Soul Aquarium.
Yeah. Yeah. Remind me of Soul. Yeah, remind me of Soul Aquarium type production. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I was like,
man, I appreciate that.
Yeah. It's like the way they do their drums, bro. The drums on that album, that kind of remind me of almost like Dilla's drums, almost.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was intentional. Well, not or Questlove or Dilla drums. I don't know if that was intentional, but
I just picked what sound nice. So let me shout out those producers, because you know, one of them DM me, man, talking real crazy, man. It's not right. It's not right. So shout out to Skagnetti, Ben Malik, Chips, Swiss Boy, Bootleg the producer, and the Cypher Beats.
Yeah, and the MCs you had on there was also features. Hey, bro.
Hey, thank you, Cormega, Black Sun, Cadiz, Nosen, and BC. Yeah.
I can get Mega, man.
Man, I actually met him. I met him when he came out with the Born and Raised album, but we stayed in contact on the internet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's how I met him. But when I came out with my third album, Focus of Foe, I had this video called Sunflower Seeds, and we follow each other on Twitter. And he was like, "Man, bro, I want to be on your album." So for that album that that we conversed over, I sent him the beat, and he ain't like it. So I wound up getting Nature on that album instead.
Yeah.
And then I told Mega, like, yo, we still gonna do one. He was like, cool. So whenever he comes to Chicago and have a show or whatever, me and my man IE, we hold him down. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know what's crazy? You said you got Nature on that.
Yeah.
Instead of Mega. Hey, that's crazy, because Nature ended up on the Firm album.
Yeah, but
Mega was supposed to be on the Firm album.
Yeah, but you know what? They cool.
Yeah.
You know,
that just it's just the irony. That's all I was just
right. I know.
It's kind of ironic.
Yeah, but they cool. You know,
right.
I'm gonna talk to you offline.
Tenfold. Yeah, no, I wouldn't. Like I said, I wouldn't like.
No.
Yeah. It just hit me like, dang, that's kind of ironic.
But see, I know why you asked that, because you was in North Carolina hearing all of the mixtapes. You was hearing the mixtapes, the back and forth. I already know.
Yeah.
Cause that's where I was. That's how I got up on a lot of people from NY. Like, rest in peace, Black Rob, DMX. You know.
X. Yeah, man. Dark Man X. But it was crazy about Mega though, man. Look, man, Mega was dope, man. Like, I still remember that when you bring your heater or your crib go between us.
Yeah.
Hey, Mega was cold. Like, and then, like I said, I was looking forward to hearing him on the Firm album.
Man, me too. I
Yeah.
was upset. I was
Yeah,
upset. But I did hear Nature on the Clue tapes, but you know,
Yeah.
I would have preferred what they presented to us from It Was Written, you know?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But they, you know, and things come back full circle, and you know, they was on that one joint on Nas album with, you know, with Dre or whatever. That was cool.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, that was.
I thought they was gonna do an album or something. They still make us not, you know, Nas and Master Pill. They, you know, they putting a lot of stuff out right now. So
Man, they put
who knows?
Slick Rick come out June 13th.
Man, I know it's gonna be dope too.
Yeah. So he about to put out Slick Rick, Mobb Deep, Raekwon, Ghostface,
Yeah.
Big L, him and Premier coming out, and De La Soul. Like a lot of these legends, they've been coming out killing it. Redman,
Yeah.
and like you said, Smith and Wesson. They got Ralph Tresvant on their album, but that album is hard.
Like even this joint here, man. Like this joint here, this is a dope album.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that. Oh, you checked it out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a dope album, man. I was like, damn, man, everybody, all these OGs, man, they putting on harder than the youngest. Not, you know, not to like
Not anybody.
Not to be, you know, divisive or whatever, because I like a lot of what these youngsters is doing, man. You know.
Me too.
Yeah, I love Herbo, and you know, yeah, I like a lot of these youngsters, man.
So I wanted to ask you this. So who's your favorite youngin? They could be alive or deceased, or just give me three, and I'll give you three.
Okay, let me see. So I'll look at it from a genre perspective.
Okay.
Let me see. I like Cole.
Yes.
North Carolina, stand the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Cole. My favorite artist I guess, I don't want to say mainstream, but I guess you could say mainstream artist out of Chicago, out of the youngest is G Herbo.
Okay.
Yeah, G Herbo, and I like also I like lyrically, I think it probably Montana 300.
Man, people sleep on Montana, man.
Montana 300, man.
That's what's up. So
that dude got bars, man. I don't know why people slept on him so hard.
Yes. But you know, one thing that I do like about Montana 300 is he moving doing him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how you gotta do it. Like I got the utmost respect for you having the heart to create something so good. But as far as the youngins, I like Lil Durk. I like King Von.
Yeah.
And trying to think of one more youngin.
Yeah, I like Durk and Von. You know.
Yeah.
So and you know, rest in peace to Von and Duck, man. I wish Duck would have had been to do more, because Duck was making some really good music, bro.
Yeah, he was making good music.
I just wish that it wasn't like that energy. You know what I mean? That I understand, because we used to gang bang, but I just wish, you know, all that.
Yo, before we get back into this episode, let me put y'all up on game. If you an artist, a producer, or even got a podcast like me, Bandzoogle is where you need to be. It's the real deal. I built my whole site on there. Music, merch, episodes, even my email list. No coding, just drag, drop, and go. They give you everything you need to run your hustle online. And check this, you could get your first month free just for rocking with me. Tap the link in the show notes and build your brand a smart way. Bandzoogle.
It kind of falls on us, man. You know what I mean? Like
we failed the youngest in some capacity.
Like I said, I got this I got this little movement that I want to start, make lit mandatory again.
Man, woo! So, so okay, like one joint on my album. That's what I'm talking about.
I heard it.
Okay,
Yeah.
you heard it.
Yeah, I peeped it. I say, oh snap, we're on the same page. Yeah.
Hey, yeah, it'll be a lot of order. But one thing that I've noticed, like since they let all these people in the country and everybody deserve a chance and everything, I ain't seen nobody hanging out. None of the youngins, they don't be hanging out. You don't see them in a mall, nothing, nowhere.
No, I mean they only use devices.
Exactly.
Yeah, they don't go outside. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. They Grand Theft Auto kids grown up.
Right.
Yeah, I think that was bad design, but the game is cool. So my favorite joint is I like Self Life.
Appreciate that. Oh yeah, and just to give, since you mentioned the film, like just give a shout out to Slime Strip.
Mm-hmm.
Who's featured on that? It was crazy. Is this a kid or one of the cats from from a project. I used to, when I lived in Charlotte back then. I lived in a housing project called Down Village Projects.
Okay.
It has since got renovated and everything, and and it's nice now. But his pops was somebody I used to hang with.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
is it any plans in the work for him coming out with an EP or a project or?
He got some stuff out. Yeah, Slime Trip. He got a lot of music out. Yeah, and in fact he's working. He's putting out a new project now.
Okay.
Yeah. And like I said, he rapping and sing.
Oh man, the best of both worlds. Look at Drake.
Yeah, and I did some production with him on other joints. That it's not out yet, but we gonna hear real soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some of that Uncle Reem heat.
Oh yeah, I'm working on something. Like I said, you said you want something aggressive and something kind of like an anthem. Yeah. So yeah, I've been working and seeing.
Popping.
I'm gonna send something your way and let you decide whether you're interested or not. In it.
I'm interested. I'm interested.
Right.
So I like Self Life. I like Mech and the Soul Brother. I like Soldier. I really like Shiro.
Okay.
I like New Faces.
New Faces.
Really like New Faces.
Yes, sir.
A new face, you can't come on a block.
Right.
Hey. And I like Libation.
Libation.
Yeah. And my DMs.
I see the hell up out of my DMs.
Yeah, I like that, man. It's really a lot of range on here, but by me knowing you and having conversations with you, I wouldn't expect nothing less than what you put out.
Praise just for life. Yes, sir.
Especially like the ranks, y'all's like the locks or something.
I appreciate that.
And I really appreciate you jumping on that Spitters edition. Both of those mixtapes still on that pip right now. Yeah. So, is there any plans on you doing an instrumental album? Possibly.
Hey, that's a good idea, man. There wasn't no plans, but you might have just put it on my man right now.
That's
okay.
What's up.
Yeah. That might do that. You mean like an instrumental of the album that I put out already, or like just an all instrumental album?
You can actually put out Self Life the instrumentals.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then if you create something new, you can make instrumental EPs, albums, or whatever. I gave you the vinyl plug already.
Oh yeah, definitely, and that's coming soon. Like, yeah, I appreciate, man. You gave me a wealth of information, man. This brother right here, this is a real brother. For everybody who listening. Yeah, this brother, man, he a good brother, man. He a real brother. He got in my inbox, man. It just willingly just gave me all kinds of information that's gonna help me, just unabated, man. Like that's what a real brother does. That's what a real good brother does. Like, you know, because there's a lot of gatekeepers out here, brother. Not that, brother. Brother want to see you win, and then I really appreciate that, and that was real, man. That was real, bro. Like, yeah, yeah, for real, man. That's real, and like I said, whatever you need, I'm, you know, for me and to my capacity, I'm on that. You know what I mean? Yeah, like I said, everybody not like that. You know what I mean?
I already know.
Yeah, everybody like that.
Hey, when I listened to Shelf Life, it took me back to places. Like I was there in your album, you know? And like even on Pandemonium, I was like, man, this is an ongoing thing every day. If you go to Instagram, they talking about stuff that don't matter. Like, for example, relationships. Like you called me prior to us, you know, getting on here. Do you know I had your number still in the phone from back in the day?
Wow, that's right. Wow.
It popped up. But the thing is, like, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Like a lot of these relationship people, they don't never say that, you know, relationships are constantly work. Like even with the music, it's work.
It's definitely work.
It's work.
That's a force times distance.
Man. Preach, church, tabernacle.
Tabernacle. And speaking of relationships, you know, Angelic was kind of addressed.
Oh, I forgot about that too.
Relationships, yeah.
Man, I'm gonna have to listen again for the fourth time. You know, I just got it, but you know, it's in a rotation. Y'all go ahead and get Shelf Life in y'all rotation. I'm gonna leave a link to the project in the show notes of this episode.
You know what?
You can stream it.
Right. You know what? Though, when you ask me who's my favorite artist of these younger artists, I forgot to mention Glorilla, bro.
Oh man, I like
Sister Cole, bro. Glow Cole. I know a lot of people probably hate on her and all that, and not a lot of older people because of, you know, I guess her message, like they ain't used to listen to Lil' Kim and Trina.
Oh man, hey, when I heard Lil' Kim single, "No Time for Fake Niggas," like Lil' Kim hard like Tupac to me.
Yeah, but like I said, man, quit hating on her and Sexy Red and all them, because we was listening to Lil' Kim, we was listening to Trina, we was listening to all them chicks that was on that same type of time. We're hating on these youngers, man. Let them do their damn thing. Let them take the music where they take it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah. And then you don't know what's in their contract. They probably gotta do that.
Exactly. You know, and they're expressing their lifestyle, what they come up doing, same way. Like you ain't gonna tell me you was listening to Too Short and you got a problem with what Sexy Red saying.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
If you vibed to any of them Too Short albums, then leave Sexy Red the hell alone. Let her do what she's doing. Well, leave Glorilla the hell alone. Let her doing what she's doing. But Glorilla, that's Sister Cole.
Yeah, she is.
Well, that Glow, that remind me of some old Memphis, man. Like that sound like something I would have heard on 8 Ball MJG album.
See what I'm saying? And rest in peace, young Dolph. I like Dolph.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Come on now. Dolph. Oh man. Dolph. Yeah, Dolph. Yeah, hell yeah, man. Rest in peace, Dolph.
Yeah.
Dolph was a real one. That was one of the ones there. Definitely.
So what's next for Uncle Reem?
Okay, so right now I'm just, I'm just trying to get this music promoted and trying to just do what I gotta do to get as many ears listening to it as I can. That's in the near future, but I'm about to do a video for Shiro.
Ooh-wee.
Now I have a video for Mama's Laws off that album. I did, I put an EP out, towards this.
I seen it.
And so there's a video for Mama's Laws on my YouTube. That's Uncle Reem, Mama's Laws, and just you can find that video and just try to run it up if y'all can. But I'm working on a video for Shiro. Because just like you said, that's one of your favorite joints. That's most of the feedback I've been getting. Everybody like She Rose, so that's the next video.
Yeah, that's good. But all of the album is good. But people like what they like.
Oh
So
yeah, absolutely.
If you could leave anything with the listeners of Riders Live, Uncle Reem, what would it be?
Man, just knowledge itself is of utmost importance. We just had Malcolm X's birthday 2 days ago, right? And in the basis of his message was, self-knowledge, right? Knowledge of self. That's what we got. That's what we should focus on. When I say knowledge of self, it could be individual self, but also knowledge of your people. Know where you come from, so you can know where you're going. That's my whole philosophy. That I strive to live by, and then just check me out, Uncle Reem. I'm on Facebook, Instagram at Uncle Reem, Big Unc on TikTok. Check me out. I've been doing this for a while, man. I love this hip hop. Yeah, just check it out, man. Let me know what you think about it. Pardon me. I'm kind
of good.
I kind of having difficulty, finding the right words to say here.
It's all good.
I'm typically more articulate than I'm being right now. But
it's all good. You just being yourself.
Yeah. But yeah, man, check your brother out. Don't let my age be a stigma for you tapping into the music, because I try to provide something for everybody on that album. If you like the 808 stuff, my DMs is had that style. I try to stylistically, I try to be eclectic, and to provide like a eclectic mixture of sounds, and satisfy the different areas of hip hop and what people like to listen to.
Yes, sir. I think you achieved that, and those songs you mentioned, the BBL song too, it's good. Like a lot of those songs, I don't know if you did it on purpose, but they gonna resonate with the younger audience as soon as they see the titles.
It was intentional. Yeah, that definitely. It was intentional.
There you go. So this has been another episode of Riders Live. Peace.
Thank you. Peace.